The I is but a distortion of oneself. The you is the potential of what I meant to be. Quote, you take delight not in the city's 7 or 70 wonders, but in the answer it gives to a question of yours. Italo Calvino, Invisible Cities. End of quote. The compass is within. Just look outside of yourself and see who's cheering for what and for whom, and who sees what is carrying the truth, and how many idols are collapsing every day, all the time. How many fake spiritual gurus are showing their true face? How many distorted economical gurus are pushing your way based on your own deficiencies? How many of your friends have stopped being your friends because you started seeing them for what they are? And most important, you started seeing yourself for who you are and what you're longing for and how you're not integrating it because you are distracted with so much going on. There's so much noise right now that is incredible. But within it, there's a static noise that we can hear inside of ourselves. And that's the one I love to be. This week has been amazing. Slowly, this new moon. It's an amazing new moon to set up intentions of how we want to project ourselves in the big space of emotional intelligence, as opposed to trying to rely on those deficiencies by projecting into others outside of ourselves. Relationships serve a purpose, but they're not the purpose. I think I learned that one the hard way. I had to find a balance between the inner and outer authority. So then we have to go back to the individual and the way we project our relationships. If we look at those cardinal points, we'll see that the answer is there. It is in the I. It is in the you. It is in the inner emotional body and the outer projection of one's own authority. This cardinal dance is one that is very charged right now because of the potential that we've been offered at the moment. Because we're talking about the cardinals, let's start with Saturn. Right now, it is in Aries. It's helping us define who is that I, the individual. And is the I the same as the ego, the perception? Or is the I the full potential of what's being projected? We don't know yet that the ego is ruled by the moon and the emotions. Neptune is also in Aries, and Neptune is going to help us via confusion. Keep the veil and keep ourselves in the la-la land. So the question right now for me is very basic. Where am I lying? It's time to really look at myself in the mirror and see the places where I've been lying to myself and to others, for that matter. Then we go to a very sensitive place, the moon, Cancer, because we need to feel embraced and secure. We feel out of place. The environment is the first mirror, and Cancer or the moon is always related to the environment. It is where the first conditioning begins. The family, our home, our early school, our primary attachments. Remember, we carry our emotions in our bodies, and alas, many times we define ourselves unconsciously by them. The next cardinal point is Libra. It's all about shared needs, but it's all about leverage. And if I know what I need, I know what I value. I give meaning to it, and I will know how to leverage myself in a relationship to you. Last but not least is Capricorn, Saturn. Have you done the homework? No? No? Well, what are you going to do about it? Are you accountable? Are you responsible? No? What are you going to do about it? Because there's nothing more horrible than being codependent on anybody else, especially institutions and society. So we have beautiful Jupiter right now in conjunction to the sun and the moon. It's a beautiful expansion, an opportunity to see how to seek this emotional alignment. But you see, alignment and emotions are almost like an oxymoron. Why? Because emotions are waves. They're waves of feelings and sensations that we perceive at times. And many times, what we're perceiving is our own projection, our own expectation. So they cannot be stabilized. They cannot be controlled. They cannot be static in the same place. They're always going to be playing up and down, even in the wavelength. Ding! The wisdom of the electromagnetic field. Emotions need time to be processed. If we embody the rage in the moment of rage, we ignite something we might later regret. We could burn the field before we can harvest it. Let's say that we embody the fear in the moment of fear and we freeze. Therefore, we step into survival mode and stop the thriving opportunities. With sadness, it drowns you. The breath gets shallow and we can barely take the next step. But if we take the time to witness the emotion as the wave that it is, we begin to sense the wisdom inside of it. And that wave is inside of ourselves. This is the real intelligence of the emotional body. The electromagnetic opportunity to remember who we are without becoming the moment itself. The important thing is to be able to acknowledge them for what they are. And starting from there, know that there are opportunities to find out where you are. Know your GPS. I love my emotions. I used to hate them. I don't control them. I learn from them. I let the emotions speak to me. So, Jupiter right now in Cancer is going to make things more accentuated. Nationalism, Christianism, Judaism, Islam, Buddhism, socialism, communism, capitalism, all the isms that we're framing ourselves with. Jupiter. We frame our minds, we try to define ourselves and limit ourselves with all these isms. There's a danger to that, especially when you are projecting who you really are, when you're using a veil, when you're not telling yourself the truth. So that's where we are right now. Saturn as the boundary of the eye. Neptune as a temptation to dissolve into the illusion or avoidance. Because you see, when Saturn is aligned, wants to be responsible. And when Neptune is misaligned, it wants to hide. Jupiter could also accentuate all those things that are not yet integrated, especially emotions. So the right way these days with the square is to really go one by one, acknowledging where are the things that you need to be responsible for. Where are you in the disillusionment or projecting an illusion? And how are you in relationship to your emotions, to your emotional body? Quote, I do not know which of us has written this page. Jorge Luis Borges, Borges and I. End of quote. This new moon asks for noticing. It repels the noise because it is asking, where do I find shelter? Where am I nourishing? If we let Jupiter expand with what is real inside of me, it creates a time to grow from the inside, trusting my emotional body as a guide in alignment, acknowledging our electromagnetic bodies. Our body begins to remember as the emotions are calibrations. This is one of those precise ways to tune back into oneself. Jupiter in gate 15 radiates quiet magnetism. The electromagnetic field vibrates in its own frequency when tuned. The new moon in gate 52 invites stillness, listening closely to what the emotional cues are, whispering, there is a frequency beneath the noise. There is the rhythm waiting to be felt. Quote, everything in the universe is in a state of motion, of vibration. The quality of that motion is what determines the harmony or disharmony in any system. Dr. Ibrahim Karim. Footnote number 1. The moon correlates to the ego and emotional body and to the past. It symbolizes how we have been conditioned by family, society, and gender roles, and thus how we interpret reality through that conditioning. Jeffrey Wolf Green, Pluto, The Evolutionary Journey of the Soul. Footnote number 2. This Jupiter new moon conjunction lands on both my natal and progressed nodal axis. It also activates my progressed Sun and Mercury, which together form a beautiful sextile to my natal Jupiter, Sun and Mercury in Taurus. This is a reflection based on embodied synthesis. The clarity I share comes from the same axis I have had to walk, to witness, and then to integrate across decades. That is why I want to share this with you. Have a great week.